So let's look at these 5 steps. We're going to do, before the first step, we're going to look at actually where do you want to think from. So I'll come back to that. We're going to look at the areas of your life, and then each of these steps will fall under an area of life. So I will put this back up on the screen each time. You don't need to write this down right now, but just to give you a little roadmap where we're going. Step 1 is, getting present to the accomplishments of this past year. And there's different ways you can answer what was accomplished last year that we'll look at. But we want to actually start to complete the year in a way. What does complete the year mean? It means that we do celebrate the success of the year. We do acknowledge what we said we would do and what we did do. We do look at what moved in the business, the small wins, the big wins, and we can also look there at what didn't happen. However, usually, even if something didn't get complete the way you wanted it to, there is still an accomplishment in it. So I like to frame this in looking at the previous year's accomplishment. And once that's there, then we can start to actually dream a little bit and speculate. What is the ideal future? So if you think 12 months from today, approximately, what has happened 1 year in your life from today? What is that ideal future? What is it that you truly want to have happen? Okay, we'll say more about that. But that's where we speculate. From that piece, then you're going to actually look at what the priorities are. For each of those areas, then what's the work to get done? What is it you want to focus on? What are new projects or areas of activity that you need to organize for? So it's not just enough to say, this is what I want next year. And many planning programs or gurus or, goal setting formats will have you maybe do that piece, which is what do you want next year, but you haven't confronted execution and implementation. So we need to move into the step 3 and 4 to actually execute the plan. Step 4 being, what is the 90-day action plan? So at least now map out what are the priorities. And this is, again, what will give you productivity and clarity moving into January, is you've done the thinking backwards from the end of the year, and you know what your next 90 days look like. Therefore, you know what the first week of January looks like. And step 5, giving your year a purpose or a context, you could say. Naming your year is something I've always done. And I find that it is fun to do and is something simple in one sentence or statement or word even that wakes me up to the possibility of what I said this year would be about. And usually once you go through all the other 4 steps, there's some theme that emerges that you're present to, like this is the year of excellence, or this is the year of execution, or this is the year of scale, or this is the year of 2x growth. I don't know, but there's something like that that will emerge for you that you can then hold on to as the context of your plan. Sound good? Okay, everyone. So I'm going to start to wrap up. Final tips and takeaways. Join the top 1% and create your year. I made up that statistic, but I do have a pretty proven track record working with teams that the top 1% of the teams I work with definitely take planning seriously. They're willing to make bold goals. They challenge their teams, but they just don't talk. They get it into some format. It doesn't have to be complicated. Don't use complicated systems. Get it, the back of the cocktail napkin has launched many great businesses, but it was written out on a cocktail napkin. Get it onto something that your team can look at and build from. Keep it simple. Clarity is power when deciding your best actions. So you get clarity on the team when your actions and your priorities are aligned on as a team and they're in the calendar. That's where clarity comes as a team. Clarity is not knowing the answer in advance. Clarity is knowing that we have the space, the room, the occasions, and the team thinking together through these things, because we're not going to answer everything on how to create this year breakthrough or getting better. We're going to discover it together through the year, and we have occasions to keep discovering it together. All right, keep your blueprint in front of you and adjust course as needed throughout the year. All accomplishments start with a thought. Everything in the world starts first with a thought. So you can ask yourself, what are you willing to think? What is it that you're willing to dream, think, and then operationalize through good sound design and leveraging your team? Action items: download the blueprint, create your year. You may have a first draft started from this call, so you can continue to think from that. Start shaping it with your conversations, your thoughts, and your actions. So shaping what? Well, shaping your year. As soon as you articulate that destination for the end of the year, it will start using your thoughts. That's the power of strategic planning and thinking, is you've now set something in motion in the world, and it will manifest in the world. Something changes, new conversations show up, new people show up. You're in the shower thinking new thoughts because you've now articulated something that you're up to for this year newly. But if you don't articulate it, you're leaving it to chance, and you'll have random thoughts, but not focused thoughts. So that's the power of designing your future here. And here's to you and a new year. As always, the opportunity for rebirth and new activity and big results. So with that said, I think that's everything today. I want to thank each of you for being here. And if it's your first time listening to this kind of topic, there's lots more resources in the Leadership Academy, which is designed for business owners for business growth. That's the whole purpose of coming together. All right, team. Thank you. I hope that was useful and gave you at least a head start on thinking about what your trampoline is, so to speak, for a brilliant new year to come. Until next time.